Well, again, thanks for the great turnout. I know Rod said this and I've said this. When we go back and tell our caucuses how many folks came out to the forums, they're just sort of shocked about that because usually it's 3 or 4 or maybe up to 10. So congratulations, Carroll County does it pretty darn good. Sounds like they were busy boys over in the House. On the Senate side, we finally adopted rules after 4 weeks. And so we have a way to actually conduct business now on the Senate side. I would tell you that obviously there are committees meeting, there are bills being discussed and so on and so forth, but I would tell you the most important thing I think that's going on is on each Monday morning, the appropriation chair from the House and the appropriation chair from the Senate and the ranking member from the House and the Senate have also attended and met together trying to decide on exactly where the budget number is for this year. Thus far, I can tell you there is absolutely no agreement on what that number will be. And I think we're going to have to maybe agree to disagree is what it's going to amount to. And in the budget process, about half of the budget bills originate on the House side, and about half of the budget bills originate on the Senate side. In order for a budget bill to move out of the budget subcommittee, there has to be a majority vote of both the House members and the Senate members. And I don't know how that process is going to work this year if we're at opposite ends. So we may have to work out a process that somehow brings those bills out of subcommittee without some sort of recommendation. Maybe allowing the House to take the House majority to bring their bills, and maybe a way to allow the Senate majority to bring their bills, and then somehow reach consensus. Representative Mulbauer mentioned allowable growth is coming at 0% out of the House. That may be one of the first things we see, how it has to be negotiated, how it has to be passed. Senate leadership has made it very clear that they want a 2% allowable growth. So what you could see is perhaps a 2% allowable growth being passed out of the Senate, a 0% allowable growth being passed out of the House, and then the two will somehow at some point have to get together, whether that be in the way of a conference committee, whether that would be in the way of some sort of private negotiations that would include the House, Senate, and the governor. I don't know, but I think that would be a first test, I think, as we go forward here. So with that, let's go to the questions.